Hello everybody and welcome back to Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Today's episode is going to be really fun. Essentially, we are just going to be finding out all we can about every character.
Please let me know if you accept. Once you have...
Yes, I accept. If there is any dialogue or anything that I deem worthy, so I say like anything that like seems mandatory, I'll run through it. I'll make sure that I don't leave anything out on purpose. But essentially, what the fuck? Oh, there's a person there. But essentially, we're just gonna be finding out everything we can about every character. Additionally, I'm going to be rating them on a scale of 1 to 10 on how much I like them. And to be honest, I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of characters in here that are just gonna be 7s. However, there's a lot of characters that, you know, my 8 to 10 range are like left for characters that I really like or like I've had really high success with. And I'll give a little background on each of them and why I like them or why I gave them that rating. And then at the end, I'll tally it up and put in a tier list, and I'll show that to you guys. So now, getting started, we have Edelgard.
Accepted a teaching position here. Pity. I was hoping you would lend your strength.
Oh, don't worry, Edelgard.
I
That path will
never
come.
properly introduced myself, did I? My name is Edelgard von Hresvelk. I am the princess and heir apparent of the Adrestian Empire. I wonder if you'll be tasked with leading the Black Eagles.
Who
I
knows?
hope you've had a chance to meet everyone. Would you like to know more about any of the Black Eagles?
Yes. Alright, Edelgard. I rate her 9 out of 10.
Some think I'm a bit distant, arrogant even, but there's little to be done. One day I must rise to become Adrestia's next emperor. What else? Well, it seems to me that we may have similar personalities.
So the reason I rate her 9 out of 10 is not only is she an amazing character with a lot of strengths, she also, like, her stats are crazy. You'll notice this about all of the lords and, well, not even just the lords, all the leaders. You'll notice this about all the, like, main characters, is that they have ridiculously high stats. Or if they don't, like, their stats can be pulled to that. But yeah, anyway, this is Edelgard, and she's amazing. I rate her 9 out of 10. Okay, Hubert.
Hubert is the heir of March. He has served me since I was
I'm
a
gonna be
child.
honest, 6 out of
He may
10.
think his blood runs a bit cold, but
Here's the thing, even after, like, so many playthroughs, like, even when I've sided with him, even whenever, he just hasn't come around to me, you know? Additionally, like, he's very situational. Like, there isn't really, like, what he does, my other students can do. That's the thing. So anyway, yeah, that's... I'm gonna get some hate off this. I'm gonna get hate off of all of this, but, like, yeah, that's my rating of him. Now,
for some reason,
Ferdinand,
he thinks
8
of
out
me
of
as a
10.
bitter rival and is always trying to challenge me. It's terribly irritating. His house is that of Duke Ire, which produces Adrestia.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. This dude, Ferdinand, like, he's on the precipice of 9 out of 10. Maybe this playthrough will recruit him and we'll see. But, like, I've had a lot of luck with him. He has a lot of strengths, as you can see, but, like, he also has, like, a lot of downfalls, I guess. Like, I've ran every strat imaginable with him, and, like, it's crazy what you can do. But, like, I feel like he's not there yet, you know? Like, there are plenty of other students that can do the same thing. He just has a wide spread of strengths. That's his main thing. But yeah, 8 out of 10. Solid 8 out of 10. He's pretty good. Linhart.
He only wishes to apply himself to tasks that particularly interest him, and nothing. If he had any work ethic or sense of duty to speak of, I suppose he would be destined to become an official of the Empire.
I am going to rate this dude 5 out of 10. Again, like Hubert, he still hasn't come around to me, but it's not even just that. It's like, oh, it's like I could make the case that other students do the same thing but better, but it's not even that either. It's just like he's not too terribly strong. In the magic department he is, but like he only has one use pretty much. And I don't know, I'm just not seeing that. Like, I don't know, I'll play around with him, but like for right now he only has one use to me. Caspar!
He has no
7 out of 10.
Nature, which is perhaps why he's always so eager to prove himself. He's overly energetic and rushes headfirst into any battle.
Caspar has got really good spirit. He also has a lot of strengths. He is pretty good. He's pretty good on his own, which is really good. But yeah, just solid 8 out of 10. Did I say 8? If I didn't say 8, I meant 8.
She's Count Varley's only daughter.
Bernadetta.
I suppose you could say she's a bit eccentric, but she seems like a gentle soul. I believe she shut herself away in her quarters and doesn't care to leave, but don't worry, I'll make sure she finds her way to class.
So Bernadetta's an awkward case. I'm gonna say 9 out of 10. I really like her character. Not only that, she's insanely strong. However, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what's holding her back from 10 out of 10. I think it's just that I haven't had too much luck with her. I don't know. Like, it's like, it might not even be that. It might just be that, like, I don't know. I think I just have to toy around with her. Like, here's the thing. Like, whenever I play with Bernadetta, I don't, like, do anything big. Like, she takes out, like, one enemy and then that's all, you know? Whereas I have, like, Edelgard, or I have Byleth, or I have, like, who else? Dimitri. Well, I'm just naming the lords at this point. I have Mary Ann, which I'm really good with. I have all these other students, you know, but, like, she only takes out, like, a couple of people on the field. She's, like, I think it's because she's, like, a solo act. I don't want to send her, like, alone, definitely, but I don't know what it is that's keeping her from 10 out of 10. That being said, like, it's not like she's bad, you know? Like, the fact that I used her more than some of the other students we've already named is pretty good. Like, I think from the people we've named so far, I definitely run Bernadetta, Edelgard, and Ferdinand. Those are the 3 that, like, are really there. Like, I must have on the team. Especially Ferdinand. Ferdinand is very important to any, like, team composition.
Few commoners have joined the Black
Dorothea.
Dorothea is an exception. She's a songstress from a famous opera company in the Empire. I'm not entirely sure what brought her to the officer.
So, I'm gonna be honest, Dorothea just kind of reminds me of what's that one lady's name? So here's the thing. Dorothea mainly reminds me of Manuela. That's both a good and a bad thing. They both, like, do similar things in my book. Dorothea is just she has a little bit of an edge. Her edge is that she has an insane magic stat. That's basically it. Insane magic stat. Her resistance is solid. I don't know if I've said her anything already. I think I'd rate her a 7 out of 10. I don't do too much with Dorothea. It's either I am like a glass cannon, or I'm a healer. Yeah, I kind of just spaced out there. I don't know what happened.
To the west of Fodlan is an archipelago called Brigid. Petra is the granddaughter of their king. Brigid is a vassal state of the Empire, which is how she came to be enrolled here. She's incredibly smart and studious.
So for Petra, I'm going to rate her 8 out of 10. To be specific, it would be like 8.5 out of 10. Petra is really good. I mean, she's like really good. She's really good late game, but early game she kind of sucks. Specifically, like when I was playing Maddening, like my second or third time, I ran Petra, and she died like day 2, and I was like, what in the world? As you can see, her resistance is super low. Not only that, but like, she doesn't get too terribly high stats until later on. You can even say like post time skip, like right before, but I just haven't had a lot of success with Petra. That being said, I mean, she's not bad. She's like the same case as Ferdinand, you know? Like, honestly, I'd rate Ferdinand above her and then Petra like right below. But Petra is definitely one of those that's like, it's a solo act. However, like being a solo act and, you know, soloing like fields of people while you have such low stats in the beginning of the game is really hard. Anyway, so yeah, this is Black Eagles. To be honest, all of them are pretty much above average.
Well, I guess that means that I'm from the ruling house of the Leicester Alliance, but don't worry too much about it. I'm guessing you don't know which class you'll be teaching yet, do you? I bet you'd like ours. We're not as difficult as
True.
Have you met the folks from the Golden Deer House yet? Care to know more about anyone? Piqued your interest, have I? As luck would have it, I'm pretty curious about you as well. But what's life without a bit of mystery? Let's just spend the next year or so learning about each other little by little.
Alright, so Claude, I will rate him a solid 8 out of 10. It's mainly, he's not a bad unit whatsoever. You can see his stats are all pretty good. The only one that's lackluster is his magic, and his resistance could use some help, but he mainly shines in the strength department. We haven't seen anyone with a 12th stat right now. So yeah, the fact that he has a 12 stat right now this early is pretty good. He's also a really good solo act. He also does well with other people, however, so he's very like, he's not situational at all. He is really good. He also has a huge amount of luck and charm, and his speed is amazing. Honestly, he's a really good unit. It's mainly personality, to be honest. I know that's like a little scuffed, but it's really just my own thoughts on him. Like, he's a good unit. Like, he's a really good unit, but I just don't like him as a character. I'm gonna be honest. Well, okay, he's my least favorite. He's my least favorite. What is it? Class leader. That's what I'll say. I think that's why. I like the other ones a lot more, especially because what I did the first time is I ran Blue Lions. That was my home territory. Right after I ran Black Eagles, right? And he was third in line. The Leicester Alliance, like, he was third in line, and at that point, even when playing the other routes, I didn't like him, you know? So yeah, that's my thoughts on him. Lorenz.
He's the heir of Gloucester territory.
Ooh.
If you haven't already picked up on it, he's a bit arrogant and fancies himself a ladies' man. That said, deep down, he's really devoted and honest. Though I wouldn't mind never hearing him talk about his noble obligations.
Okay. Lorenz pre-time skip, it's going to be 7 out of 10. However, Lorenz post-time skip, it's going to be 9 out of 10. Very big improvements. Nah, this dude is amazing. At first glance, he's a one-trick pony. Everyone runs the same strat. It's like Dark Knight Lorenz. He's got so many cool things that he can do. He also has an amazing crest that really helps him out. It's also very manageable. Also, whatever item that you can get from his crest side quest, you can actually give to a lot of other people. You guys will find out how that works and how that is applied, how crests work in this playthrough. But yeah, his crest is really good. He has solid stats overall. He's not bad, you know. I think the only thing that's lacking is his charm, to be honest. But that can be raised, like, to whatever, you know. I mean, most people, we get, like, above average charm at the end of the game, or we get max charm. So it's pretty good. And even at max charm, you can still add a whole lot of charm. Yeah, Lawrence, though, is a really good unit. And I really like him. Raphael. So, Raphael, I'm going to rate him 6 out of 10. He is my meme lord. And no, he's not a lord in the actual game. He's a commoner. But he is what I would use if I was memeing. So, he's not... I don't know, he's like... He's not really that good in my eyes. He's like my least favorite unit, at least from the 3 houses. I don't know. I'm probably like, I'm sure there's other people that think the same way, but like I don't like him. I don't know. I mean, yeah. What I did actually when I first started is I was like, because here's the whole thing. He has like a good ability, but then his strengths don't. His strengths are weird. Like they make sense, like heavy armor, axe, fighting, whatever it is. I forgot what it is all the time. But I don't know. I mean, I don't like he has plenty of substitutes. Like there's so many people that I could run in his stead. Like he just doesn't make sense. I don't know. Honestly, I found him more useful a healer. Especially when playing Lester Alliance Path, because Mary Ann, okay, so Lawrence, Lysithea, these are the two that are like, especially Lysithea, she's a glass cannon. Lawrence is a solo axe. He's really good. He's like a really good magic user. Mary Ann, possibly one of my favorite units by far. Ignatz.
He's the second son
Oh
of a
gosh,
merchant
this
family,
man.
since his brother will inherit the business.
Ignatz is interesting. His ability is Watchful Eye, grants hit plus 20, which is really good. Especially in like maddening. It is really good. Most times you just don't miss. I think I don't even have to add any hit plus multipliers in normal, and he will always hit everything. And hard, you have to add like 1 hit plus multiplier, and normally you'll hit everything. So yeah, he's pretty good. He is insanely strong. His luck is high. His charm will get higher because, I mean, they're kind of hand in hand, you know. Speed, really good. He's really good for whatever you need. I like using him as, sometimes I use him as like a solo act. Sometimes I don't. I don't know, it kind of depends. Like sometimes I use him as like a, what is it, like a secondary. Like I'll have like one person rush in and then he'll be behind, you know, to clean up anything. So yeah, he's pretty good. I don't know if I gave him a rating over it already. I'd rate him 8 out of 10.
Lysithea is the daughter of Count Ordelia, and is probably the youngest student here. But watch out, she gets angry if you treat her like a child. As for me, I do it on purpose. You have to make your own fun in this place, you know?
True. So Lysithea, as you can see, is a glass cannon. She has 11 magic, and her defense is 3. For some reason, as a magic unit, though, her resistance is 4. Obviously, that will change over time. Her Her ability, Mastermind, is really good though. Double skill experience earned in battle. That makes for a lot of cool stuff that you can do. So for example, I think like pre-time skip, you can get 60, level 60. It's really hard. That's in the normal playthrough, I think 70 is the level that, like, if you do a lot of grinding, I think 70 is the level you last at. So yeah, double skill experience in battle, really good, really good. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, she's just not my favorite, you know. Personally, I understand that she is questionably the best unit. She is like not even like I don't think there's a lot of contenders. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do. A lot of people that have a lot higher defense, a lot higher resistance, a lot higher base strength. However, as a magic unit, it's kind of like essential to have one of those at all times. And if Lysithea is your pick, you can't go wrong. Personally though, I just don't like her. I don't know. Like, well, okay. I like her as a person, as a character, right? She's a really good unit. A really strong unit. But I just like my other options better, you know? Like, for example, I'll give the case of Lorenz. So Lorenz has strength in magic. He also has strength.
He's the heir of Gloucester territory. That's said.
Cool. He also has strength in lance though, so he's really widespread. Not only that though, his stats are pretty balanced. You see an 8, a 7, a 6, a 7, a 5, 6, 6. His lowest stat is in charm, but he raises charm the most. So yeah, I don't know. I like Lorenz over Lysithea personally. Lorenz is more spread out. Lysithea, just stronger. She's a glass cannon, you know? Like, you're not gonna bring Lysithea to a knife fight. You're gonna bring her to a magic fight, you know? Mary Ann.
Mary Ann is Margrave Edmund's daughter, and that's pretty much all I know about her. She doesn't interact much with other students, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of folks here have never even heard her speak.
She's gonna be my first 10. She is going to be my first 10. And I'll tell you why. It's a combination of her character, her story arc. It's a combination of her stats. It is the combination of her side quest and what you can get from it. And then her story, as I said. She is also just a really good unit when used right. And besides that, I mean, she's just good, man. I like her, man. A lot of people don't run Mary Ann, but Mary Ann is like really good. I think it's I think it has to do with a lot of her weapons and choices, because like the thing about Mary Ann is that she's not a glass cannon. Like, she has a lot of strengths. You could definitely raise her defense a lot because that's her worst stat right now, but you can raise her defense and you won't have any problem doing so, right? The thing is that, so she has the sword strength, right? Like, that's her strength. However, her actual strength is 5. So a lot of people, they just are confused because, like, how are you supposed to use swords, you know, if your strength is so abysmal? And you'll find that her strength is actually really bad. Like, even when I grinded up her strength, I did all I could to fix her strength and make her strength that much better. She didn't really go anywhere. I kept on having to resort to her magic no matter how much I tried. I even did like a solo like sword build on her one time, and I was like, how far can I extend this? The right answer is magic. However, there are points where you can raise the strength high enough to where it doesn't even matter. Additionally, there are weapons like, for example, Levin's sword or the Blood Gang that she has that are really good, and you need a high magic stat for anyway. However, I mean, she's really flexible. That's what I'll say about her. She's really flexible. Also, the Levin sword is my favorite weapon personally. That's one of my favorite weapons. It's a weapon that I can't ever give up. But yeah, I mean, that's the main thing. Hilda! Oh, Hilda.
Hilda is the only daughter of Duke Goneril. It seems her father and brother coddle her quite a bit. If you look up lazy in the dictionary, her picture won't be there because she never got around to submitting it. Not too unusual for a noble, I guess.
Hilda is a solid 8 out of 10. She's really dang good. She's a really solid unit. I think the main thing that is holding her back is her recruitability in other routes besides Leicester Alliance route. She's just not... You don't see her in a lot of other routes. She has a good reason not to be there, I guess, because it makes sense. Like, all of them make sense. Like, and you'll find out a little bit about that later. But she's a really dang good unit. She has 10 strength at level 1, so I'm pretty sure she's going to hit 12 by the time she levels up to level 2. Her defense is solid. She's a really good unit. Yeah, I didn't even notice this. Her speed is really good. For someone who has high defense, and her resistance is her weak point. That's the only thing, but you can counteract that, you know. There's a lot of things that you do to counteract that. Leonie
enrolled because she wants to be a mercenary. I think she said that her father is a hunter. She's pretty blunt and as stingy as they come. A habitual saver, too. I think she's hoping to repay her village for helping to send her here.
Here's the thing. I hated Leonie at the beginning. But since then, I have played with her every single route. She has a lot to offer. Her skills are really good. Her resistance is abysmal. But the fact is that she takes out her enemies faster than they can even land a shot on her. And I think that's worth something. I rate her a 10 out of 10. She is really good. She is like really, really good. Alright, yeah, so that's the Leicester Alliance. All cats. Meow. That's the Leicester Alliance. Some interesting folks there.
You came to our aid, yet I hadn't even the courtesy to... I am Dimitri Alexandra Blathid, Crown Prince of the Holy Kingdom of...
Alexandra.
Of course, at the Academy, I am simply...
I forgot that's his middle name.
Me?
Blue Lions, Dimitri, 10 out of 10.
Forgive me. It's difficult to open up on the spot. I'm afraid my story has not been a pleasant one. I do hope that doesn't color your view of me.
So, here's the thing. 8 out of 10 unit, pre-time skip. 10 out of 10. I'd even say 11 out of 10 post time skip. He is my favorite character of all time. I think the only person who rivals that position is maybe like you have Mary Ann, who's really good. That's probably my close second. You also have Mercedes. That's right. I knew it was an Emerald. See, I haven't played this game in forever, so if I'm like forgetting all these faces, that's why. But Dimitri is a special case. Not only was he like my first like main unit that I used and I used to shine with, I remember the first time using him in battle and like he just wreaked havoc upon the field of enemies and I'm like, oh my goodness. He is really good. He is really fun to use. Yeah, he's damn good, man. 11 out of 10. He takes the cake for my favorite, man. I don't know anyone, specifically post-time skip. You guys will understand that there's a time skip in the game for every route, but you guys will learn about that later. But yeah, Dimitri is amazing. I love him. Yeah. Look at that smile. How can you not love that? Didu.
And has been loyally working in my... He's rather taciturn, but once you get to know him, you'll see he's a kind and good-natured young man.
The dude is a case where he's really good at just one thing. He has flexibility, so look at his strengths. He has lance, axe, fist, and heavy armor. His strength and his defense are really good, and for a heavy armor unit, his speed is actually quite considerable. I would rate him 7 out of 10. Personally, I think he's a little lackluster of a character. Like, it's the same thing with Hubert. It's like, he fits the character prototype that he is, but he's literally just that character. Like, there isn't going around it, there isn't anything about it. Like, he is who he is, and it's like, it's fine. It's just, I don't like his character that much. He's a little lackluster. There's a lot more interesting characters. Felix, this
Felix
dude.
is the heir to House Fraldarius. He has a bit of a sharp tongue, but don't let that fool you. Deep down, he's a good guy. He gravitates toward people who are skilled. Perhaps you would enjoy a friendly competition with him sometime.
Felix is going to be a 10 out of 10. I really like him. He is really good. His ability, Lone Wolf, makes him a really good solo fighter. However, he has one of the few abilities where it's like, you can go ahead with what it says, so not assigning a battalion, or the battalion endurance is at 0. However, you can also use that to your advantage. So for example, if your battalion endurance is at 0, right? There are some battalions that benefit you even at 0. You know what I mean? So he's a really cool case. He has some intricate gameplay. He is very, very, very flexible. Extremely flexible. Like, when it says weaknesses are gambits and magic, specifically dark magic, black magic, like, that's not even, like, everything else besides those, he's really good at. And I'm pretty sure he's also good at black magic. So it's just what you can even go against the grain and train him in gambits. Like, he is a really top-notch unit. He's really, really good. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for sure. Ash, this boy.
He's the adoptive son of Lord Lenato of Castle Gaspar, but I hear he was born a commoner. He has an extremely earnest personality, so I'm certain he will approach your lectures with great enthusiasm.
Ash is an interesting case. I'm gonna have to go with like a solid 7 out of 10. He isn't anything too interesting. A lot of people say he is the weakest unit or the worst unit in the game. I don't think so. I already gave my opinion about that one muscle dude. Gosh, I'm forgetting names like crazy, man. I have not played this game in years. But yeah, I already gave my opinion. I don't think he's the worst unit, and if anything, I like using him more than other people. He is also like Leone. He's also like Ignatz. He's a really good archer, and that's the main thing you'll find with him. I mean, he's just a solid archer, you know? I think his ability in the game, it doesn't really... It's a really unique ability. So, like, for example, there isn't any other ability that messes with a map besides his. His has nothing to do with battle whatsoever, right? So, it's interesting. You just have to say that he doesn't have an ability in battle, though. That's the only thing. Again, there are things to strengthen him. He's just a solid unit overall, though. 7 out of 10, like, I don't know. You can make him strong. You can make him useful. And I'm sure we will. But I don't know. I haven't had, like, he's done good things. He just hasn't done enough. That's what I'll say. All right, Sylvain.
Sylvain is the heir to House Gautier. He is a capable person who highly values his friends. That said, well, he's always been a bit of a skirt chaser, so to speak. Pardon my bluntness. I speak with him about it often, but it doesn't seem to help.
Okay, so Sylvain, I'm gonna rate him 7 out of 10. I didn't want to, because I have a lot of 7 out of 10s right now. However, he's like a Lorenz prototype, you know? Like, he isn't anything too special. That's the thing. It's like, but I don't know. He's like, I think he's like the definition of a one-trick pony. Like, he's only good at one thing. He's not very flexible. Yeah, it's just gonna be a solid 7 out of 10 though. Personally, I also don't like his character. That's the other thing.
I hear she was born to imperial nobility, but a twist of fate brought her to the kingdom. She may seem carefree on the surface, but she's actually a kind soul who pays careful attention to everyone around her.
So Mercedes. Ugh. I'm gonna say 10 out of 10. She's on like the precipice of like 9.9, you know? I think she's just missing that really high strength stat that you need. Because her case is very weird. However, it's like, it's kind of iffy, you know? She is really good with magic. Her resistance super high. She is a dedicated healer. However, she doesn't have to be. Besides that, her strengths are mainly just balanced. I mean, her stats are pretty balanced. Defense could use some work, but that's fine because you're always healing. Ideally, this is the one unit in the game who should never die. Unless, like, you're just full force throwing her to the boss or something. And even then, like, why would you do that? She's a healer, you know? So yeah, she's pretty good. Pretty solid. Again, she's on the precipice of 9, but I really like her as a character. And it might be because she was like one of my first romance options. That sounds scuffed, however, like, I know there are like plenty of other options available. It wasn't just that, and Mercedes is she outshines a lot of people. That's what I'll say. Plus, I love the memes, man. Have you seen Mercedes memes? Like, Mercedes is like a gun demon, man. Like, you'll be killed from across the map.
Annette is Baron Dominic's niece. She is a talented student who scored extremely high marks at the... She's cheerful and hardworking. Brilliant, really. Though she can be a bit oblivious at times. I hear she caused an explosion in the kitchen last night.
Goodness, I forgot. Okay, Annette. Interesting case. I will say Annette. I will say probably. If I'm being honest, I'm gonna say 6. 6 out of 10, specifically 6.7. She's like a really solid unit. However, I wouldn't use her for anything. I don't know. Like, it's like she's not anything too great to me, if that makes sense. She's a really weird unit as well. Like to use. I don't know. I'd have to play around with her more. I don't have a lot of experience with her. I think like Sylvain and Annette and who are the other ones? I think these are like the top 2 that I don't use. Sylvain and Annette. Like Sylvain, his case is like he's really good. The times that you do use him, like you can use him for a lot of things. But I think ultimately he comes down to a one-trick pony. Annette has the same problem as Marianne, where it's like you're questionably like your stat alignment has to be spot on to be able to use this unit correctly, because it's a magic slash physical unit. It's not like, oh, you're good at, you know, strength and that alone. It's not. Like, you want to be flexible. However, she's like weirdly flexible, if that makes sense. She's obviously a magic unit. Her magic's at 11 and she's only level 1. However, like, you could do a strength build and that would be fine as well. However, like, I don't know. There's pros and cons to both. That's the thing I'll say. Ingrid.
Is Count Galatia's daughter. She is also a childhood friend of Felix, Sylvain, and myself. She is diligent, industrious, and principled. In truth, she is more knightly than most knights you will ever meet. Ingrid is Count Galatia. She is...
Ingrid, I'm gonna be honest, she's like a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Yeah, she's a solid 9 out of 10. There's not much that I can say that's you know, there's not much I can say about it. I mean, she's just a 9 out of 10.
Ingrid is
Oh my goodness, sorry, did not mean to do that. So yeah, that is everyone. With that being said,
how are you enjoying your time in the academy thus far?
I suppose it is time for you to take charge
maybe it
of one of our
is.
3 houses of student. I must note that I am personally against entrusting someone as lacking.
Well,
in
thank you,
practical
Sedith,
history
but
as
no one
yourself
asked.
with such a task. But it is as the Archbishop.
The Black Eagles, the Blue Lions, and the Golden Deer. All so different.
Since you are new here, we have decided to allow you first pick. Manuela and I will take charge of the remaining.
So we got Black Eagles, we got Blue Lions, and we got the Leicester Alliance. The Golden Deer House. I think this is obvious. Oh gosh, but this has Marianne and Lorenz and Lysithia. Really strong units. Tough choices, man. Tough choices. I'm gonna go back home.
So you have
Yes, Blue Lions.
Your heart has made its choice then. All I ask.
They are all promising youths who bear the weight of Fodlan's future upon their shoulders.
Brother?
Oh, Flame!
I am so sincerely sorry.
I'm in the middle of something, Flame. Is it urgent?
No, it's nothing. More importantly, who is this?
This is our newest professor at the academy.
Oh my!
Oh
A new addition
my.
to the Officers Academy. I am so very pleased to meet you, Professor. I am Sedith's little sister, Flame.
What's up?
I am so happy to make your acquaintance.
Let us focus on the topic. In a few days' time, there will be a mock battle between the 3 houses. We will be using this battle as an opportunity to ascertain your own abilities as well. Please.
Wait, does this mean our new professor is...
Yes, it is yours
I
truly.
can't believe it! But I was speaking to you so casually, as though we were companions. Oh, I am so sorry, Professor. You just look the same age as the rest of us, and... Oh, and I'm sorry I just said that too. I really must watch... You say that, but... I just don't know about all of this.
I'll admit, it doesn't sit well with me either. After all, we wish to show you due respect.
Sure, but if the professor says it's okay, shouldn't that be enough? That is, if your highness can consent to such a thing. After all, we're already speaking this way to our future king, so we may as well relax our speech with our professor too.
Well, we're not in the kingdom, so it only goes to follow that we should all speak companionably. I concede. If the professor says it's fine, we ought to accept that kindness gratefully.
As for me, I'm not sure I can manage.
You don't have to force yourself if it's too difficult. You're fine with that too, right, Professor?
Come to the training ground later. There, you will show me what you're capable of.
You aren't wasting any time, are you, Felix? As it were, count me in for any...
Pardon me. but I would all...
Ash, I won't have you speak of merely watching. You should join us as well.
If you get injured, simply say the word and I'll
This
patch you
is so
up straight
nostalgic,
away.
man.
Your Highness, do take care.
You worry too much to do. I'll be fine, I promise.
My companions. Is there not something inherently wrong with crossing blades as a way to bond with each other?
Huh. I never thought of it that way. Well, if that's how you feel, I suppose you'll just stay behind while the rest of us are at the training ground?
Ingrid, my dearest friend. You really are too harsh on me.
Well then, Professor, what do you think? As you can see, the Blue Lion House is a lively bunch, but you'll find none who work harder. I'm certain we'll cause our fair share of trouble, but I'm very much looking forward to the year ahead.
By the zooming. All right. With that being said, that is going to be it for this episode. Again, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out, you know. And I'm glad to be playing this game for you guys after so much time of talking about it and waiting and whatever. I finally got around to doing it. This is one of my favorite series, and you can tell I have a passion for all of these characters. There's none of them that I honestly dislike. Again, I don't think any of them fell below like 4, you know? I didn't have to put any 4s on the board. Maybe I'm too generous, but like, you know, there's not a lot of them that are like, oh yeah, you're my least favorite unit, you know? Just a lot of them are situational. A lot of them do strive at the situations that I bring to them, and it's something that is really good in my opinion. Everyone's really spread out. Everyone has their own strengths, their own, you know, personalities. Everyone seems like their own individual characters instead of like some random AI that I use, you know. So yeah, with that being said, I'm sure the tier list has been up on the screen for however many seconds, but you guys can pause and do whatever you'd like, so you can check that out. Check out my other content on my channel. I'm doing a whole bunch of things. If you didn't notice, I actually did like a Super Mario Maker playthrough where I played through some of my personal levels. If you'd like to see more content like that, I will have some content coming in the future. But with that being said, it's going to be the end of the video, and I'll see you guys later. Again, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. I'll see you guys later. Peace.